This is an educational example based on my personal approach. Results vary widely, and nothing here guarantees profit or future performance. Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 3 in Winter Wonderland. You would think that I live up north with all of this snow or sleet, you may call it. I would love to hear how you are spending all of your time now that you have been snowed in for quite some time. I know a lot of you throughout the country are in the same situation I'm in. But today we are going to talk about earnings for two M's, Meta and Microsoft. I'm going to put two into one today because I've cooked up some really interesting plays that I think you will really like. You know, when you trade earnings over earnings, volatility is higher. Now, the further out you go in time, the less impact volatility has, but I like taking trades on these larger tickers, going much further out in time and really low. This helps me get through some of that volatility. It doesn't take as much capital if I'm selling puts, and then if I'm going to do credit spreads, it's really helpful because it's not near as capital intensive. Plus, if you're going to do credit spreads, you really want time to go ahead and get out of the trade, ideally at about a 50% profit, so that you can move on to other trades and not worry anymore about that particular ticker. So I have a lot to go over with you today. We're going to look at each company. We're going to go over expected move. We're going to go over how it respects its expected move. They're at really interesting places technically too. So we're going to look at where the past buyers stepped in case we get a dip. I think you're going to find this helpful. Let's go jump into the computer and get you ready for earnings for Microsoft and Meta. Before we get into all of the details on the technical analysis and looking at the actual plays, let's look at a scorecard that I put together for all of you. We're going to focus on expected move. When you look at Microsoft, it's looking like about a $20 expected move. Now, if you're going to want to understand how to calculate that real time, watch the video that I did. I'm going to leave it at the end of this video, and it shows you all of those details. Now, when you look at how Microsoft usually performs, it's really a coin flip. 2 times it's been up, 2 times it's been down in the last 4 quarters. That expected move that I told you, the $20, it respects it a little bit, but not extremely. You can see it got 2 apples for a C. Looking at the volatility, it does spike, but not quite as much as what's underneath it. That's Meta. Meta's expected move, it looks to be about $38 based on the calculation that I had shown you in the prior video. And then it typically does go up after earnings. It's gone down 1 time in the last 4 quarters, up 3 times. And then you can see the expected move. It also gets a C. But that IV spike, that's what really gives so much premium. But remember, with more premium, you're also getting more risk. First, we're going to go over the technicals for Meta, and then we'll look at some potential trades. Now, as of today, Meta has risen a little, so you're going to find that the trades we're going to go over would actually do better on a red day. If we can get a red day maybe tomorrow or even on Wednesday before the call, that would be helpful. But if you look at the technicals, all of your moving averages are all messed up because it had such a tumble. But it does look like that the worst might be over and that we could be heading above this 200-day moving average and potentially use this as support. Now, it's going to take a really good earnings report to break through this 200-day and for it to be support. But that would be the most bullish thesis for the trades that I have looked at. If you're looking at the RSI, you can see we are at 60, which means we have been pushing up. We're in a bullish mode. We're not quite overbought, so that's encouraging going into earnings. There's still a little bit of room to the upside. And then if you look at where we're actually trading, about 605 is the bottom of the Bollinger Band. And then you can see right here, the 50-day moving average is right there around 640. Some of the trades will be looking at something around the 640 level. And then if you do want to look at the 200-day moving average, we are trading below it now. The trades that I'm putting together are all below the 200-day moving average. And typically, if you can get a stock below the 200-day and it's a max 7, it's a very profitable company. Usually in time, these do pretty well. So let's go look at the trade setups and then you can decide what is right for you. The first one that I found for you is looking at 53 days away from now, and we're looking at 320. I went to the $650 strike. It is currently paying $27.45. The delta's a little aggressive. It's 0.36. Typically, I like to go around a 0.3. But Meta has seen so much worse, and it looks like it is starting to recover. Also, there seems to be some open interest and volume right here at this 650 level. And you cannot forget that you're getting $27 a share, which really lowers your cost basis if you want to take that into the equation. So if you were to take this trade, that would give you a 29% annualized return, because what you're looking at is a 4.22% return in this short time frame. But if you annualize it, that's what brings it to the 29% mark. So at the end of the trading day on March the 20th, you'll either get Meta at 650 or you'll keep 100% of this premium. It's 27.45. Now, if after earnings Meta does shoot up higher, you can more than likely get out of this at about a 50% profit, probably within a couple of days if Meta keeps pushing. If you want to be a little bit more conservative in your strike, let's look at April the 17th. That's 81 days out. Now, the return is not near as good, but it is a lower strike price. If you want to look at something around that 630 level, you'll receive 25.50 at this point. Now, if when we're trading tomorrow or even Wednesday, if we're pulling down closer to 630, then this will go up quite a bit. But at this point in time, with it having a green day, that's at 25.50. There is some open interest in volume, so that's encouraging. If you were to take this trade, you would have about a 4% return in this 81-day period. So that equates to about 20% annualized. I really do like to go for closer to a 30% annualized, but this trade might work in your favor and allow you to get out pretty quickly if Meta does take off after earnings. Now, for my smaller accounts, I'm going to go back to March the 20th. When I do credit spreads over earnings, I like to go out at least 45 days, so 320 does meet that criteria. And for this trade, I am going to start right here at the $600 mark. 600 is a very important psychological level, and we did see some buyers step in when we dipped below 600 here recently, so I think it's a great place to start. So if I were to sell the 600, then I'm going to do a $10 wide spread. So I'm going to go right here to 590, and I'm going to buy the 590. If you end up going with this trade, you'll get about a $2 credit, and you only have to put up $1,000 for the trade. So that's a really good risk to reward dynamic. And the beauty of this trade is the actual return. So if you get $200 by putting up $1,000 in this time frame, that's a 20% return in a very short time frame. Annualized, that's going to be a 137% return. Now let's talk about how to manage this trade. When you do a trade like this, you are getting a credit, and you're getting a larger credit because you are trading over earnings. So if Meta pushes forward after earnings and it gets away from your sold put strike right here at 600, then you will more than likely be able to take profit on this probably within a couple of weeks. When this whittles down, this $2 you got whittles down to about $1, you'll be at the 50% mark. So you'll be able to get out of this trade early. Or if it works against you, if we get anywhere near this 600 and we just have about 30 days left in the trade, you might decide to just go ahead and exit. That way you don't have risk on the table if we lose important critical levels of support. Now we're going to take a look at Microsoft. Now, Microsoft has been trading very low. It's under the 200-day moving average as well. And this looks like a ball of yarn with a lot of different colors in it. It's all tangled up. And so let's take a look at where we're trading on the technicals. You see right here, we're almost over 50 on the RSI. So the buyers are really trying to step in. I guess they're anticipating really good earnings. Let's take a look at the analysis tab so that we can see the earnings estimate. Yes, it does look like they are anticipating a nice earnings right here. You can see that for Q2, it looks like that the earnings are going to beat expectations. And they are a profitable company, so you've got to keep that in mind. If you can get a Mag 7 company under the 200-day, you're usually doing pretty good. Looking at the technicals, it really would not be bad if you were going to be able to pick up this stock now if you wanted to start establishing your positions. We're currently at around 470. If we do have a red day tomorrow or even on Wednesday, then something around this 460 mark would be a good opening trade. I'm going to show you a potential trade looking at the $460 strike. And then we're going to look at a more conservative strike just so you can compare the returns. And then I'm going to look at a put credit spread. On the put credit spread, I'm going to be below the 200-day. I want to go further down for the put credit spread. I like something right here around 425. We'll go take a look at it. But I am aware, and I am seeing, this is kind of hard to see, there is a little gap here. So you see this gap drops down to 400. If we were to lose that 425, there's a chance that that 400 may want to be filled. So just keep that in mind. For this first trade, I'm only going to go a month out, 32 days out from today, expiration date of 2/27. I do like the 460 strike because it is trading right now below the 200-day moving average. So like I said, for a longer term hold, you might not mind picking up this stock with this nice credit you would receive. If you put up the money to buy 100 shares at $460 a piece, you're going to be paid $1,248 at this moment in time. If Microsoft goes up tomorrow, this will offer less. If Microsoft goes down tomorrow, this will start getting a little bit stronger. So what kind of a return is that? So if you take this amount, the $12.48, and you divide it by the strike price, 460, that equals 2.7% in a 1 month time frame. If you multiply it by 12, that gives you that 32% annualized. So this does meet the criteria of what I'm typically looking for if I'm going to just get credit for the trade. Let's go a little bit further out to 320 if you want a more conservative trade, and if you want to go down to something maybe around this 450 level right here. If you were to go with the 450 level, you'd receive $11.57 a share. My delta's 0.31, so we're right there about that 30% probability that it would actually get here. Now, the return on this, it's not as stellar. You're looking at an 18% annualized return. But if Microsoft does push up after earnings, again, you would be able to close this much sooner, get your hands back on this $45,000 being held for the trade, and then you can rinse and repeat with other trades. For my put credit spread, I'm going to stick with the 320 because it's at least 45 days out. And then I'm going to start my trade right here at 425. The delta is below 0.20, and I like that when I'm doing credit spreads because the idea is to not pierce the sold put portion. And then I'm going to go ahead and go to the 415. I'm going to make this a $10 wide spread. If you execute this trade at this level, you'll receive $150 in credit, and it would have taken $1,000 to put up the money to get that credit. So that's a 15% return in this short time frame. You're looking at 53 days, and if you annualize that, that's a 103% annualized return. So not quite as great as the MetaTrade, but for Microsoft, it doesn't have quite as much volatility, so you're getting a little bit less, but these strike prices do seem to be a little bit more conservative than that MetaTrade. So you've got to consider all things when you are deciding what trade you're actually going to take. I hope you are now motivated to trade options. It's a really fun way to trade, especially if you're using risk management so that if something works against you, you never get too deep into the hole and you can then look at other opportunities. Remember, if you're with me, Trading with Ashley, there is no trader left behind. Now, I have shared a lot of trades with you on YouTube, but there's a lot more that we're doing inside the community. If you want to be a part of all the fun, take the quiz in the description and it will guide you to the next steps in your trading journey. I cannot wait for the next video. I'm already working on it for you. If you want to know my entire earnings playbook, I want you to watch the video that I did before I started this series. You can watch that right here.